I'm a 32-year-old single mom, and I've come to the conclusion that I'm probably never going to get married. Let me preface this by saying that I am not anti-marriage. I think that you should make whatever decision for yourself and your life that you want. I'm just saying where I am and why I don't think that marriage is beneficial to me. In my mind and by my own experiences and calculations, the cons severely outweigh the pros when it comes to marriage as the woman and as the wife in a traditional marriage. The way that I see it, I would be losing out in every single aspect if I were to get married. The expectations for the domestic work, the emotional labor, the mental load would all fall on me. And I know what you guys are going to say. Some men really do their part. Some men really da 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 da. Okay, that's fine. I feel like that's more the exception than the rule. And I'm not going to base me spending the rest of my life with somebody off of the few good apples there are amongst the pool of toxic men. When I think about what my ideal life looks like, it's literally the life that I'm living now as a single woman. My house is the way that I want it to be. I decorated the way that I want it to be. There's no mess that I didn't make in the house aside from my 5-year-old, but he's a 5-year-old, so I don't mind cleaning up his mess. He's a kid. I don't want to clean up after a grown man. I don't want somebody in my face every day asking me what's for dinner. I don't want the expectation that you're going to be folding me like a pretzel every night. I don't want to feel the responsibility of having a partner who has high expectations but is not contributing an equal amount. And to me, paying the bills is not enough of a contribution for me to want to be married. I don't care if somebody pays every single bill I have. I am a woman who has a lot of things going on. I own 4 homes. I have 3 mortgages. I have landscaping that I pay for. I have things for my son that I pay for. I retired my mom. I pay her mortgage. I mean, your girl has a lot of bills, and your girl is able to take care of all of those bills. So even if there were a man to come in and take responsibility for every single thing I need to pay, even that would not be enough for me to take on the extra burden of having him in my space and in my home. I could make an entire separate video about weaponized incompetence, but I would much rather pay somebody to come and do the things that I need to get done in the house than to simply ask my husband or my partner or the person that I'm with to do it. And now it takes them a week, a month for them to complete a simple task that I'm asking them for. I can just go on my phone and order a TaskRabbit or a plumber or an electrician or whatever or whoever I need to come and do the things that I need. And they're not going to sass me. They're not going to talk back. They're not going to make up excuses, and they're just going to get it done.
I understand, man. Once you hear women say, well, this is my experience, this is what I'm coming from, this is what I went through, just understand they are saying that because they're about to say something so dumb, they don't want you to argue against it. They're about to say something they know goes against the norm. They're about to say something they know it does not make any sense. There's no logic behind it, but they want to say it because they just want to live in their delusion, right? They don't want to live in their stupidity. You got to let them. But the thing is, you can say that as much as you want, but all this does is just show us the type of mindset that you have. All this does is just show us why you are a single mother, why that man chose not to marry you, why that man said, this woman is only good enough to go ahead and bust in, but not to put a ring on. And let me guess, right? Well, the reason I didn't get married is because I was just young and dumb. That's the reason why I had the kid, because I slipped up. This is the same excuse most of your women have when they sit here and they have the mindset that she has, but they're walking around here with a child on their hip, right? And you just gotta ask, how does this woman, right, so accomplished, look as beautiful as she does, right, with all that fake makeup and all the horse hair and everything else, right? I just want to see what she look like without all that stuff, right? But you look somewhat accomplished, but yet you still couldn't get a ring. And that's my issue with black women like this. People, this is an aesthetic, right? And I will say, this is most of your black women right here. This is most of your black women right here. And I'm just talking about the mindset. The women who sit here and have a bunch of kids, the women who, who can't freaking get a family, the women who can't get a man. This is the response every single time they can't get a man, and they understand that clock is ticking. They understand that clock is ticking. And they understand that, hey, well, listen, I ain't going to make a change. So instead of being able to take accountability, I'm just going to go ahead and cope. And I'm just going to go ahead and say, hey, well, listen, hey, I'm cool with being single. I'm okay. Man, cut it out. Cut it out. And I get it. You're going to have your son there for you. You know, he's going to be a mama's boy. He's going to be a simp. He's just going to constantly take care. Because understand, guys, I've seen many children who are just like this little boy right here, right? Where their mothers are bougie, their mothers are the main ones taking care of them, and their mothers are just like this. They don't need a man. They're this, they're that. Once again, and these little boys grow up to be the very men they hate and they talk about every single day. You got pookies in the road, you got pookies in the street, you got this, you got that. But yet, once again, these little boys are raised by these type of women. These little boys are raised by a bunch of your pookishas out here. Once again, but this is the most, once again, how can the most educated always say, well, this is my experience, this is, and their experience is always bad, but yet they always make it seem as if they're out here, they're the most lavish out here, they're the most rich, that, oh, well, you know, us single mothers, we own our homes, we this, we that. But once again, you just look at their life is in shambles. You just gotta be like, bro, you gotta stop faking, man. Like, bro, shut up and just do, how about just be a woman? For once, how about just be a woman that just use logic and sense? All this woman is saying is that, hey, well, listen, she doesn't want the responsibility to have to reciprocate value, right? She is your stereotypical woman who wants to abstract everything from you without having to give anything back. And these are what you call leeches. She's a leecher. She's a leecher. And once again, she's also the type, because, hey, I don't care about how much money this man makes. Y'all gonna hear it. I don't care how much money this man make. I don't care if this man pay all the bills. Hey, man, listen, I don't want to have to be your traditional woman. I want to be a businesswoman. And people understand, Kevin Samuels called this out a long time ago. You do not want to deal with your business woman, your business-minded women. And this is who he is literally talking about. Let's continue.
I'm also somebody who loves convenience and I pay for it, okay? I have my groceries delivered. I have housekeepers that come every 2 weeks. I simplify my life in every way, shape, and form because I do not dream of labor. I don't dream of a difficult life where I'm catering to somebody's son. I'm sorry, that doesn't seem appealing to me. I like to work hard. I make great money. I'm able to delegate the tasks that I don't want to do. I'm able to travel. I'm able to be a present mom, and I have my peace and happiness. And so I just don't really see a world or a way where a man is going to enhance that. However, if there were a man to come into my life who was able to make my life easier, make my life better, and be a partner that I can enjoy time with, I'm not against it. So this is not me saying that I never want a partner, I never want a companion, I want to be, alone for the rest of my life. But to me, that is not the worst case scenario, okay? I would rather be alone and at peace and find happiness within myself and my friendships, with my hobbies, with traveling, the things that I enjoy, than to be in a marriage where I'm underappreciated, where I have somebody who does not respect me, somebody who is out doing God knows what with God knows who. I would rather just have my peace. And so that's really where all of this comes from. I have chosen to decenter the idea of marriage in my life and in my future. And I do believe that marriage is not the end all be all. I think there's so much life to live. There's so much adventure to be had that does not have to revolve around whether or not you are married or whether or not you're a wife. It's 2026, baby. We don't need men anymore. I might want you, but I don't need you. And that's where I'm at with it. So yeah, I know that this might be a hot take and maybe not everyone will agree, but this is where I'm at right now. I'm curious to know how you all feel about this topic. Are you wanting to get married? Let me know how you feel about it and why in the comments.
No, I didn't. Oh! Another lie.
Yeah, people, she would just be a buzz down for the rest of her life. And that's fine. She's going to have a little simp son take care of her. Her son going to be sitting over here. But I mean, this is literally her son right here. This is her son right here. And this is what happens when you don't have a father in the household. Now, we can sit here and say that guy has a father in the household. But once again, he allowed him 9 times out of 10, he probably allowed his wife to do whatever she wanted to do with that child. And this is what happens when you allow women to be the head of the household, right? And once again, I mean, 9 times out of 10, she got full custody of this child. But I mean, hey, listen, all this is just a coping mechanism. Hey, well, listen, hey, I know I can't get the man that I want because I got a child and my mindset is F. But I mean, hey, once again, you already got one child, you're a single mother. I mean, I guess we can already see your trajectory. Once again, she would say she does not care, but if she didn't care, she wouldn't be on TikTok making the video. If she didn't care, she would not have had a child, right, with a man who sat here and looked at her and said, nah, this woman's only good enough to have a child, but not good enough to marry. You would have said, if you didn't care, you would have said, nah, don't want to deal with that guy now. It is what it is. I'm cool with just being single, right? But no, right? No, you got with this man because you thought you were going to have it your way, but you didn't, right? And this is why you're a single mother. Do me a huge favor, leave me a like, leave me a comment, subscribe to the channel. Till the next one.